Hi, it's Mark here, and I thought what I've done is I've got a Lavaner diesel heater and I've got a Chinese diesel heater, traditional one, and I thought I'd show you the differences between the two. So I've got them all in boxes here because I'm putting them in different places. So, and this is a lead on. I've kind of got used to these Chinese diesel heaters recently. I've installed one in the garage. It's been running about 2 winters now, all the way through winter. It's been absolutely perfect, and that was a cheapie. It was 85 quid. But this year I've gone for 2 more different places, and I'll show you them. I'll show you the differences between them. So if we go into this box here, this is the Lavaner. So that's the Lavaner. Nice, and it's a Lavaner Pro, and it's a nice bit of kit. It's nice and solid. The plastic's quite solid. It just feels more solid than the Chinese one. I'll show you the Chinese one in a second. But that's a nice bit of kit. Nice plug and play. Connector on the back there, and it's really weird because a lot of the time these 2 outlets here, inlet and exhaust, it's hard to tell which one's which, and the instructions are even worse because the 2 ends of the if you've got your end off, this is a screw on end, if you've got that off, it's actually hard to tell which end goes into where, if it's you've just got it in the box or from the box. So I'll screw that back on now. Inlet and outlet, I'll just let our puppy in because she's just been outside. Come in, puppy. There you go. Right, so what I'm going to do is that's the inlet pipe, that's for drawing in, and you put a filter on the end of here, and they all come with this. The filter's about the same as the Chinese one. I'm calling this the Lavaner, and that one down there on the floor, the Chinese one. So just so that you're aware which one's which. So the inlet pipe fits on there, and fits on there. The exhaust pipe doesn't fit on that one, and that's how you tell the difference. So if it's not in your instructions, you're a bit confused, then the exhaust will fit on that one and the inlet will fit on that one, and both, I mean, that one's a little bit looser, but they're reasonably nice fit, and that's how you tell the difference on the 2 ports, because on some, especially if you've got Chinese instructions, it's not very clear which one's which. So if you put both your pipes on, you'll be able to tell, because the exhaust doesn't go on one of them because it's just slightly smaller. I think that's a 24mm pipe, and that's just slightly too big. The post is slightly too big to get on it. So that's what we do. Now, one thing I did notice on this is the Lavaner, and this is the exhaust on the Lavaner, and you can see on the camera there, it's all very nicely ribbed. It's a beautifully ribbed pipe, quite a thick construction, and quite a hefty old nice chunky piece of gear. This is better than a scooter exhaust. On the Chinese version, you get this very thin, very thin-walled version of an exhaust. That's incredibly thin. It's actually a bit nasty, to be fair. Now, having said that, mine's worked in the garage for a couple of years without a problem. I've got the cheapie one and the one in the garage, so I wouldn't say it's a problem exactly. It's just this is going to last an awful lot long because it's just a nice bit of kit. That's good. Now, the other thing is, this one, the Lavaner, comes with, some people call this a turret. It's a mounting plate. An actual turret has got another piece welded on there, which I've got in the box there. But this one here has got a mounting plate, so it just slips over. See the holes there? That's the fuel hole. These are the mounting plates. These are the mounting bolts, sorry. And what you can do, and I'm mounting this in a box, and I'll show you the box here. So if Anne steps away a little bit, this big huge aluminium box is what it's going in, because that provides seating outside in our area.
In the shot.
Lou's got in the shot. If you just raise the camera up a little bit so she's out of the way. So that's going to provide seating area outside in our side garden. Anyway, back to the mounting plate. What this is going to do is I'm going to put some long bolts on here, nuts at the base there. Bear in mind this would be upside down, of course, and then I can mount it in mid-air, which is a cracking bit of kit. So that's a lovely little plate to have as part of the kit. Now, what I've noticed as well is Lavaner include the heater hose, which goes on here, and then they include the T-pieces, which go in there. Whoa, nearly dropped it there. They also include the silencer, which the Chinese one didn't come with the silencer, so I've got a silencer there. Now, that's a V silencer. You can tell that because the outlet and inlet are in the same level, and then you can see the silencer goes in a V like that, and then it's got a little condensation or a little puff pipe out there, puff hole out there in the bottom. Now, you can't install this inside a building because exhaust gases come out of this puff hole. So if you're doing this inside and leaving the exhaust outside, you've got to put a what's called a piggly wiggly hole, or a piggly wiggly hole, some sort of hole, piggly wiggly pipe. It's a condensation pipe somewhere in the exhaust, so you don't poison yourself with the exhaust gases. But that's a V-shaped silencer, which is good. We've got an extra bit of fuel pipe. Now this is sturdy stuff as well. The green stuff I'll show you down here on this Chinese one. In fact, I can't show you because it's behind that plate, but that's the green stuff that comes with the Chinese one, just in there. Don't know if you can see that. Just there you go. There we go. That green stuff just in there. Moose Hour puppies just interfering there. So this Lavaner supply with this hardcore plastic type of pipe, which is, I mean, it just feels solid, that stuff. So quite chuffed with that. And then the other bit that I was quite chuffed with when I got these out of the pack was these little beauties. Now last year, go out wide a bit, because I'll bring them to the camera on, so I can get them out of the bag. Right, the Jubilee clips on the Chinese diesel heaters are notorious, especially this one. So if you try and clamp an exhaust up, bear in mind this is this is easy access, because I can put a clamp on there, put a Jubilee clip on there, clamp it up fairly easily. When it's inside a box or in your vehicle or wherever you're working, that's impossible to get into to tighten up. Now, so an incredibly weak clips that come with the Chinese ones, and I've got one in the garage. What this comes with, the Lavaner one, comes, oops, blooming dropped it now. It comes with these babies. These are absolutely beautiful. These are T-clamps, professional T-clamps, ready to go on your exhaust, and they'll flatten the pipe over your union. So when you've got it on, just line them up properly, and then you can use a socket, 10mm socket extension or wiggly extension, and tighten your clamps, and that will act as a proper exhaust clamp. A bit of exhaust paste in the ribs. So what we do here, and I'll just take this off, is we put exhaust paste in these ribs here before it goes on. Put your clamp on, then put it on so your exhaust paste is nice and it's quite a lot, and it's making a nice little seal in there, and then tighten it up while the exhaust paste is still wet in the right position. So if you have to get it off and you have to be like upside down underneath trying to get that bolt off in the future to change your unit out, then you can get to it fairly easily. But those clamps, I've got to congratulate them. They're proper. T-clamps are a fantastic addition to that type of this type of setup. So I'm incredibly chuffed with them. So that's my little unboxed. Oh, the other thing, right? The other thing. Let's have a look at the other thing I was quite impressed with. Is the cables. It's not the cable's exactly the same as a Chinese diesel heater, normal one. The thickness is the same. The actual end eye rings, eyelet things, they're exactly the same. This is all the same, but there's lots of it, and it's all come with these beautiful positive fasteners. So that's a positive clip fastener. The electricians amongst you will know the name, but it's a positive clip fastener. It's not coming out that at all. And with that one, it's a clip fastener as well, and that one is as well. They're all clip fasteners on there, and there's bags of cable, because you don't know where in the vehicle it's going to be, and you don't know where you're running to and from. I'm just letting Puppy out the conservatory again. And so just having a lot of cable is just brilliant. It's all wrapped in cloth anyway, as the Chinese ones are as well. It's just a nice addition to have a lot of stuff with it. Now on this one, this baby down here, this is an all-in-one heater. So the case is there. I've taken the case apart, and then what I'm going to do on this one is run this one as a separate unit down here. It's a little bit bigger, this one, so it might be a 5-watt, but this is going in my Land Rover, and the tank's getting taken out. And what I'm going to do is provide a heat scarf in the Land Rover around the driver and the passenger. So I'm using these pipes. And what you can do if you've got a 4-exit heater is you can use these pipes, and then you can direct your air to provide a heat scarf around your passenger and around your driver. I've got an open top pickup or a canvas roof pickup, so that'll be a nice addition there. And that's going in a box as well, in a a mounting box in the pickup, in the back of the pickup, and back onto the Land Rover. In fact, I'll show you the difference between the clips here. I've got them now, found them now. Right, so this is the normal type you get in a Chinese diesel heater. I'll try and get the same size one. There we go. Right, so that's the normal type of Jubilee clamp. Now, I'll just let Puppy in again. She wants to come in again. Coming in, Puppy. So that's the normal type of Jubilee clamp. Once you tighten these up if you tighten these up with a socket, I think it's a 7mm socket, you'll strip that without tightening it too much, and you can't get the strength on them. You can't get the strength on them to tighten up, especially the exhaust clamp, and you wouldn't get it on that quality exhaust either. So that's the difference between the two. I mean, that's a T clamp. Go on. That's a T clamp. That's the one you get in the normal. Oops, can't even hold it properly now. That's the one you get in a normal Chinese diesel heater, and that's the T clamp. The difference between the two, engineering-wise, is, I mean, that's insurmountable. It's a brilliant addition from. That's with the Lavaner, and that's with the Chinese diesel heater. You can't beat that. I mean, that's total quality. It's brilliant stuff. So that's a few of the difference of things. In the air cleaner is the same. That's the same product. That's the same thing in both. And I must admit, these Chinese diesel ones, the kind of plastic they're using is quite good. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's a reasonably sturdy plastic. That's pretty good. The casing on mine, I've had this one in my garage now for, as I say, for 2 winters. It's not broke. It's not had a fault on it. It did have a fault when I first put it together because I was using it. Mine originally a couple of years ago didn't come with this wire, and you had to make a wire up yourself. But these nowadays they come in with the wires as well. So I mean, they're getting good at this stuff. They are getting good. These heaters, I mean, I've got 3 of them now. I've got one in the garage in my workshop where I work. I'm putting one in this conservatory. It is a wooden conservatory. It's got a polycarbonate roof, so it's not insulated very well. And this will keep it gorgeously clean. Gorgeously hot inside here when we're working. And then one of them's gone in my Land Rover to provide a heat scarf around the driver and passenger as we're driving. So we can drive in an open top vehicle with a windscreen and a bit of canvas on the top, and then still be warm. So I hope you enjoyed that. So I mean, congratulations to Lavaner for producing that. I mean, it's good gear. It's quality gear. It's good engineering. So I'm hoping it works now. I'll be back to say it didn't work. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Mine's Mark, and by all means, if you need any help with them, I've done a few of these now, so we're getting pretty good at it. All right, see you soon.